In today's episode, we're making Mermaid Island Sugar Scrub. This is a solid sugar scrub made from a hybrid cold process soap and oil combinations that creates a solid bar that's soft enough to pinch apart and mold into the palm of your washcloth. Today, I'm going to show you how these are made, and if you're interested in the recipe, you can find it along with the printable materials and the full video tutorial in the members section at cottagediy.com. From your dashboard, you're going to go to the Soap and Cosmetic course, and you're going to click on Bath Goodies down in the recipe collection, and then you can scroll down till you see the solid sugar scrub Mermaid Island. Click on that, and that will give you access to all of the information on how to make these at home. Now, before we get started, let's do a little housekeeping. If you're a soap maker and you want to enter a friendly soap making contest, the 4th official Thermal Mermaid Soapers Contest is accepting your photo submissions from now until November 17th. If 16 people enter, there will be a $200 cash prize for the winner, and the community votes on who the winner is. This month's theme is Christmas memories, and voting is based on creativity. And if you do want to learn more or submit your project, you can do that on any page at cottagediy.com up in the menu where you see events and contests. Click up there and it will lead you on information on how to register. Also, if you want to hang out while I work through some of the recipes that you see in our recipe collection, and while we're working on those in exploratory mode or we're modifying some of our recipes in the directory so that we can create new products, you can come hang out with me live on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. where I have a new recipe planned each Tuesday, and we craft that together on our TikTok Live. You can follow me on TikTok at Thermal Mermaid and pop in to see what we're working on in real time. So let's take a look at how these sugar scrubs are made. This is definitely an advanced recipe if you're familiar with making sugar scrubs. It does require that you're familiar with cold process soap making. The first phase of this project starts off with a bowl of white granulated sugar and a combination of melted oils. My focus is to use entirely all hard oils. I want these to be solid at room temperature, and this is what's going to keep our scrub solid but not crispy hard. These are a soft solid. And I'm going to take half the sugar and fold it into my oils to make a soupy, sandy texture. Once it looks just about this texture, I'm going to set both of these bowls aside. I will need the rest of the dry sugar later, so be sure to keep both on hand. Now it's time to begin working on our soap phase. Now with only 1.5 pounds of soap to prepare, I'm still leaning in on the hard oils, and I'm going to mix the cold process soap in the normal way that you would make any batch of cold process soap. Once the soap batter is made, it's time to bind these two phases together very carefully and as slowly as needed to keep everything gentle and still in their bowls. I'm going to completely transfer all of the sugar from this bowl into the soap bowl, and I'm going to get this perfectly incorporated, and once everything's blended well, then I'm going to add in the rest of the dry sugar and continue mixing. Now here you can see that I've split this into 2 bowls just to make it easier to mix. But for this particular design, this is going to take 4 colors. So I am going to need to split this down into 4 bowls and then color each bowl my respective mermaid color. And finally, I'm going to transfer the entire project into this 5-pound mold in alternating colors. Now these can be cut from anywhere from the blocks that you see that are parsed out on the mold, or they can be cut into 1-inch size cubes. And so if I'm using teaspoons to alternate the colors, if I do decide to cut these into 1-inch size cubes, we'll get a little bit of color in every cube, creating this mottled mermaid look. Now it can take anywhere from 2 days to even 2 weeks before these are ready to be cut and taken out of the mold. They will always remain in this texture that you see here. These are never going to harden up like a bar of soap. These are always going to be soft to the touch, and you can pinch off pieces while they still maintain that solid square shape, whatever shape it is that I cut them into. You can see a pretty good idea of what the texture looks like right here. Now there's no rush in creating these. You don't have to cut them after 2 to 5 days. You could cut them after 2 to 3 or 4 weeks whenever you're ready to package them. They're always going to maintain this particular texture. These are usually good for up to about a year. Right around the 10 to 11 month mark, they start to become a little bit more dry. And although they're still usable, and in the cases that I've tried from using this base recipe that I created, the scent will still remain very nice, but the hard oils will become a little bit crumbly after about a year. But you've got a good solid year shelf life for this particular product. I hope you enjoyed the making of our solid sugar scrub. And again, if you want the recipe to this, you can find it at cottagediy.com. And if you're interested in getting your hands on one of these bars, you can also find them listed at thermalmermaid.com. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok at Thermal Mermaid if you'd like to watch us create these in live time, and you can even come in and ask questions. And every time we're working on a live project in Thermal Mermaid, the recipe is always free. We're working through those recipes. They're more of our exploratory recipes. We're doing a little bit more of experimentation, but the recipes are always free as we're working through those. And if you would like the full entire collection of all of our recipes, when you sign up at cottagediy.com, you have access to everything under one membership. It's not just one recipe, it's the entire collection. Hope to see you guys over in the membership section with our other members while we're working out our formulas. And until next time, we will see you, cottagediy.com.